Hi guys, sorry I'm not here. What I want you to do in today's lesson is to model mathematically what's happening with radioactivity. So hopefully if you're watching this, you've already watched the other video on what radioactive is and what happens in a radioactive atom. Now the thing about radioactivity is it's a completely random event. We just cannot predict when it's going to happen. So for us, so we can model that randomly by using dice. Now for the first activity, we're going to use this particular website, random.org, and it's going to allow us to roll a six-sided dice. Now for us to model what happens with radioactivity, we need to start with a large number of dice, or atoms if you like. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. We're starting with 50 dice. So this here is, I can change the number of dice here. So I've set it up with 50. And what I'm going to do is, all I need to do is click roll dice. Okay, now so this is a really nice visualization of what each of the 50 dice will be after one roll. Now what we're going to make an assumption, and we're going to say that whenever we get a 1 on a dice, then that dice, which represents a radioactive atom, will have decayed. So the only thing we really need to do here is to count how many dice have rolled a 1. So I'm going to do that now. There's a 1 here, nothing in that row. Here's another 2, 3. That's it. 3 dice have a 1. Okay, now you're going to need to record your information. So you need to set yourself up with a Google Doc. Okay, so I've done that here. This is my six-sided dice results, right? I started, before I rolled anything, I had 50 dice, and I just got 3 dice with 1s. So what I have to do now is subtract 3 from my 50. So I am left with 47 dice. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my website and I'm going to hit the go back button. Okay, so hit the go back button, and now I have to change my total number of dice to 47. Okay, so I roll the dice again. Okay, and I do the same thing. I'm going to count the number of 1s. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 this time. Okay, so I go to my Google Doc, and this is my, this is my second time I've rolled. I had 47 to start with, 10 dice that have decayed, so I've only got 37 left. I'm going to do this one more time so you can see how it works. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to click the go back button. So now I need to change it to 37. I'm going to roll the dice up. Okay, count the number of 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 this time. Okay, so I go back to my Google Doc, and this is the third time I've rolled the dice. I need to subtract 7 from 37. So, oh, whoops. So I now have 30 here, right? And I would go back to here. Now you can see the go back button, and I would change this to 30, and so on. So I want you to do this over and over and over again until you've rolled 25 times. So on your Google Doc, on your table, you would have 25 here, or you only have 1 dice left. Okay, so either or, whatever comes first. Okay, now, so that's the first activity with the six-sided dice. Every one of you are going to do this, and you're going to do it individually. And because of the random nature of the of the dice, each of you will have a slightly different set of results. Now, what I want you to do, if you look at your instructions, is then I want you to take this data and put it into Desmos. Now, because it's going to take 25 dice rolls for me to show you how to do this with this, I am actually going to go to the second set of instructions. So when you've finished all this, you're going to, whoever is the teacher in your class, they're going to give each of you at each table a different sided dice. It's going to be 7, 8, 9 or 10 sided dice. So everybody on your table has to have a different number of sides dice. Two of you can't do the same thing. So I'm actually just going to scroll here, abandon that, and I'm going to go to the second part of the exercise. Now you guys are going to have a dice that's bigger than 6-sided. I'm going to demonstrate the second part with a 4-sided dice, and then I'm going to show you how to use Desmos for this, right? Now for this for the second activity, when the no longer have 6 sides, we need to go to a different website. So this is it here. It's called Roll Dice Online, and it's set up slightly differently. Okay, so first of all, if you click here, this is how you set the number of sides of dice. Okay, I'm going to set it to 4. I want to roll, okay, now I'm going to start with 50. I want to roll 50 dice, but I only want to roll it once. Okay, so all I have to do, so once I've got that set up, this is your total number of dice, and we roll it once. And I'm just going to click here, roll dice, and it's quite a different display. It's not as pretty as the last side, but it's going to work for what we want to do. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to count the number of ones. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I got 12 ones, and I need to record that on my Google Doc. Okay, so first roll, and I need to subtract 12 from 50, and that gives me 38 dice, right? So I'm going to go back, and so now what I do is I just type in here 38. Okay, I'm still just want to roll it once, so I'll do that, and you get your results. So once again, I'm going to count the number of ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 this time, right? So go back to my Google Doc. This is my second roll, and I'm subtracting 11 from 38, which gives me 27. Okay, one more time just so that you can really get an idea, and then I'm going to pause and finish it, and then we'll continue. So 27, roll the dice. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So go back to my Google Doc. This is the third time, and I now have 21 dice. Okay, I'm going to pause, finish this off, and then we'll look at what happens when I get to the end. Okay, so that took 15 rolls to get down to 1 dice. Notice that here, when I rolled the 4 dice here, none of the 4 dice had a 1. So don't re-roll, just record, and as you would when you're subtracting, it's just subtract 0, right? So just keep rolling the dice. It is random. You're going to get different sorts of results. Okay, so the next step, once you've got down to 1 dice, or you've got to 25 rolls, what we need to do now is to get this into Desmos. Now, unfortunately, it's not as straightforward as just copy paste. What we need is to use Google Sheets or Excel or something like that, as we need to copy it from the Google Doc into the spreadsheet, and then from the spreadsheet into Desmos. So I apologize, it's a bit of a pain, but it's still better than retyping, especially if you've got a long column. So I'm going to copy, and and then I'm going to go into Desmos. Now, okay, all I have to do, oh no, I can't do that, I have to go into my spreadsheet, don't I? Okay, so I'm going to go into my spreadsheet, Control V. Okay, now I don't need this document, it doesn't need to be saved, I just need to reselect and recopy, and now I can go into Desmos, right? So just put your cursor in this line here, it might take a bit of time. There we go, there's all my data, just pasted in. Okay, now I'll resize this a little bit here if I can, so you can see what it looks like. Okay, now if you don't want the color of dot that you get, this is red dots, if you just put your cursor on this dot thing here and push and hold, you can change the color. Like, I quite like the idea of purple dots, so let's just click that, and you can see that all my dots change to purple. Now you can just get this out of the way. Okay, now I want you to be able to take a screenshot of this when you're finished, so we need to label our axes. So actually I am just going to, so that you can see this, I'm just going to move this along a little bit so you can see this. Okay, now I'm going to click on this spanner, and what it allows me to do is to click here and add a label. Okay, so my x-axis is a number of rows. So I'm going to just type that in, number of rows. Okay, and my y-axis is number of dice. Right, then I can just unclick that, and if I just move this a little bit here, you can see that now I have that the axes are labeled, right? Okay, now I've got 3 minutes left. I think I'm going to pause it here, finish this video, and I'm going to start a new video just going through how to do your modeling so that you know what to do with your modeling. Okay, so you're going to have to, so if you're not sure about rolling the dice, just quickly fast forward through this video again, and when you're ready to make your model, watch the next part of the video.